Welcome back in. We turn the hour here, right? Yep, new hour. We're jumping into the Tiger Fan Zone, which they will be third in the pecking order every Monday. We changed the order a little bit. Monday nights will be Memorial, Lubbock Cooper, Friendship, and Liberty, 6 to 8 p.m. all fall until after Thanksgiving. Change a little bit then. We'll talk about that when we get there. Wednesday nights will be Lubbock High, Coronado, Monterey, and Estacado, 6 to 8 p.m. We just got done talking to Chip Darden. Tigers go to Lubbock Cooper Friday. That will be on, actually will be double barrel action because we'll have both of our stations there. Friendship broadcast will be on Double T 97.3 with, I can remember it now, Kurt Kaiser and Tucker Lowrance. 100.7 The Score will have the Pirate side of things with Tommy Wood and Chuck Darden. It's usually just a boring ho-hum game between those two teams. Chip told me, Jay, that he told you he wants a 6-3 game, like over by 9 o'clock or so. You okay with that?
Whatever we need to do to win, Randy. I told Coach Darden earlier in the week that I was dang sure polishing up my 2-point conversions.
Well, and did you guys get a 2-point try last year, or did they get the last one?
They went for 2.
Okay.
We got the ball first and scored, and then they scored and then went for 2 and won.
Which I said this a minute ago, with the exception of maybe you beat them pretty good a few years ago, and then the game at Jones Stadium got away from you early and you came back on them, but every other game's just been like drama from start to finish.
Yeah, they've all been pretty tight, and it's for the last, couple years in the games where we have gone into overtime, it's, Coach Darden and I all, we meet out there at midfield to do the coin toss, and both of us say, here we are again, so. But they're fun games, and it's a great environment, and we're excited.
The one wrinkle this year is that you're playing them right off the bat. No tune-ups against anybody.
Yes, sir, a little different.
Introduce your two guys here who Cannon played against them 2 years ago. Zade played a little bit against him last year, which a little bit of a theme here. We'll talk about that later. But introduce your two guys here.
Yeah, we got Zade McClure here. He's been on the varsity for 3 years now, 2-year starter for us. Played a pretty big role even as a sophomore in some of our packages. And then we've got Cannon Richardson, who's a 3-year starter for us at linebacker. And both of these guys are also team captains and great leaders and great young men.
And I don't know how real this wood is. Knock on wood, healthy.
Hope so.
Good to go. That, like I said, that was a theme last year. Had the injury bug had stayed away fairly well for a few years, but man, he made his appearance and bit you guys a lot last year.
Sometimes he tends to do that. Yeah, sometimes people say it comes in 3s. I think it came in 5s or 6s. I guess 6s would still be in 3s, but yeah, it was a lot.
That's good math right there. And you learned that math in the Plainview ISD growing up.
I'm sure I did.
Yep, that's the way Steve Parr didn't have to worry about math. It was just 2.5 yards and keep going. So you'll hear us talk about Plainview a lot. That will make sense at some point. This is, all those injuries aside, you guys get to the playoffs, which 7 years in a row. I have to think about the 1 year. A lot of UIL stuff popping around in my head today anyway. 6 out of 7 years before that? Or 6 out of 7 years now.
Sounds right. Yep.
You guys found a way. The same thing I said to Chip a minute ago. The thing about Friendship athletes, football players, really in every sport, is your kids expect to win. They expect to be good. It was a struggle. It was a roller coaster, but you guys found a way to win. What'd that tell you about that group last year, and how's that carried over for you?
Oh, I thought, with all the adversity that we faced last year, our kids still showed how gritty they were with just continuing to really put the work and time in and make adjustments with sometimes kids playing positions that they hadn't played, and playing roles that they weren't necessarily really used to. But no matter what, they kept, putting one foot in front of another and getting ready to play and going out and giving their best effort.
I said this to Coach last night, that I think one thing that last year does is motivates the heck out of you guys. Talking to you two the other day, that's the impression I got. Cannon, you didn't play the first 5 games.
Yes, sir, I did
So
not.
you kind of had to watch and chomp at the bit and probably help coach a little bit and get ready. Zade, you got to play a game and a half?
I played 3, and then I played a quarter of the Cooper game, and that's when I heard it.
So you had to kind of switch roles there. You became coach.
We basically just switched.
An extra coach the coach didn't want to have over there. So both you guys got a taste of it. Now that everybody's, I'll knock on this fake wood again, healthy again, how motivated are you guys now to go out and be kind of get back to being what Friendship has been the last several years?
I mean, we are very motivated. And I think it really starts with like our culture this year compared to last year. Like I said in the interview we had like a couple weeks ago, I feel like we're much more of a player-led team this year. Like we all know what's at stake this year. We know after like last year that's not the team we usually are, and we just want to get back on top.
What about you, Cannon?
Yeah, we just have so much belief in one another and our coaches. I mean, and like Zade said, it's just a culture thing around here, and we're going to win some games this year for sure.
And this is a different year. This is transition year, the best way to say it. Friendship goes from 2-6A, which, Jay, you've never coached a game not in 2-6A district-wise.
I have not. This will be the first time.
This will be actually, it's the first 5A game in Friendship, or will be the first 5A season in Friendship history, because you guys you took 4A and just skipped on up to 6A.
We did, 4A to 6A.
You are now in District 2 5A Division 1, which people might look at that and say, "Oh man, that's a break." Nuh-uh. This district is in every sport is put some hair on your chest. It'll
Sure.
Not that 2-6A didn't, but we'll get these guys to talk
Definitely
about it a little bit.
represents West Texas.
Absolutely, from corner to corner. If you could count El Paso as El Paso, and this is West Texas because you're going Abilene High to Amarillo and 4 Lubbock teams in the middle.
Yes, sir.
And we're going to talk about your schedule when we come back. Start off with Lubbock Cooper, which obviously that's. I said this to Jay last year, and he looked at me like I had a third eye in the middle of my forehead. It's low pressure. Get to have a little fun. These guys get to have a little fun. I don't know if the coaches get to have much fun, but doesn't count in the district standings yet. And you jump in, you play Liberty after that, and then Abilene Wiley. That's it non-district. We'll get back into the district schedule after that. We'll come back right after this in the Tiger Fan Zone on 100.7 The Score.
Bringing you the latest news from Friendship Athletics. This is the Tiger Fan Zone podcast from 100.7 The Score.
Welcome back in. This is the Tiger Fan Zone. This will be the order we go in all fall. Friendship will be at 7 o'clock, followed by Liberty. I'm keeping Joe Sexton up late. I don't know if he can. I hope he can make it that late. An older guy like me, so I don't know if he and I may have to dose up on some caffeine or something. Tigers are playing at Lubbock Cooper on Friday, 7 p.m. We'll be on 97.3 and 100.7 The Score. I think Friendship.tv is going to have you guys live streamed, so folks can watch, listen. Some guy from Hub City Preps will probably be there doing something at the game. And it will be well covered, and it should be because it's been so fun the last few years. These first 3 games, even your guys, Jay, even at the break, they even talked about it. I've never heard it called low pressure. It's still a football game. So 3 games to kind of get ready, and then you guys jump into that district. Now, when we talked, you've seen a lot of these teams. There's not going to be a whole lot of newness, but it's different than 2-6A where you know 10 years or 9 years. They're going to know you. They're going to know. There's going to be some different wrinkles. This is a different kind of team. How prepared are these guys for that 7-game grinder that you're going to jump into?
Well, let's hope they're real prepared because they've dang sure worked hard. Coach Little, our strength coach, has done a really good job with them, and we're asking a lot of them, and so on top of that, I think one of our biggest strengths at Friendship is just the commitment level of our team and our players, and they do everything you ask of them, and they expect to win, as these guys mentioned earlier.
I'm going to admit I was a little bit surprised when we were talking last night when you were talking about all the guys back because so many of them missed time. In my head, I didn't think you had a ton of guys back, but you have a lot of guys back that played a lot of football last year. Cannon, you played those last 6 games, including the playoff game. this team seems a little bit more experienced than maybe I noticed or paid attention to. Is this a group that's pretty comfortable with each other because you've played a lot of football together?
Oh, yeah, for sure. I mean, we do everything together as a team, and we just have thrived so much, and I just believe in the guys so much.
Now, a couple bell cows on defense. You said there's some experience to be gained there. Offense, though, new quarterback, but different. When I say new, not new to the system. Zade, how much have you seen, and we talked about this the other day, James Ordonez, he's going to be a junior, grew up in the Friendship system.
Yes, sir.
Said this to Coach over and over again. I bet a lot of kids grew up, especially since Coach got there, wanting to throw the ball, wanting to catch the ball.
Zade went through our quarterback school.
Did he? There we go.
Yeah,
he
my,
sure did. He's
my
played
freshman year, I played quarterback a little bit.
You probably just gave something away. Chip's going to be looking for some sort of double reverse pass.
That's right. Yeah.
We won't put it up on the board. We tried that a few years ago. So, but with James, do you sense kind of how eager he is now to get out there and take his turn at the wheel?
Oh, yes, sir, absolutely. I mean, even seeing him in the scrimmage that we just had, like, even after every play, like, the thing I love most about him is, like, he's not going to come to the sideline and talk about him at all. Like, the first thing he talks about is how great the O-line pass blocked for that, like, how good the receivers did on the routes. Like, he's just a really good dude, but he's a great quarterback. He has a great arm. He makes really good decisions. I mean, he's everything I can want at my quarterback spot. So. And
he waited his turn, and that's, I said this just a minute ago to Chip, there's something about a kid that's had to wait. Now, he played a little bit last year, and he's key in the baseball season, but Jay, can you kind of see that in him, that he's kind of eager to get out there and spread his wings a little bit?
Oh, absolutely. And what is always exciting and pleasing to see, in James is just, I see reflections of the quarterbacks that came before him, even, last year with Quade, Ferris, and then, going back to Holden Phillips and then even Hud Hutchison, because as you mentioned, he came up through the system, and so he spent a lot of time in the quarterback room with those guys, and so I see little things that he does that I know he picked up from them.
And Cannon, you see it from a different viewpoint. What have you seen from him in practice when you guys have gone to get ones-on-ones? Yeah,
he's just he's a real vocal leader, and he just leads that offense really well. And, I mean, he's everything that we would expect from our quarterback, and he dominates on that side of the ball.
He's closer in size to Cannon than to some of the quarterbacks you've had, right? He's a big dude.
Yeah, he's checking the height and weight box. Maybe we can even put a little more weight on him, Randy.
What's his nickname?
He goes by Bear.
Where did that come from?
It actually, I believe, came from his mom or granddad calling him Little Bear.
Okay.
And I think he actually at one point wanted to not be called Bear anymore. He wanted to be called James, but I don't think he can get rid of the
That's the best way to get a nickname to stick, is to say, I don't want it to stick.
Yeah. We'll call him The Bear.
There we go. That's not bad.
He's got to earn that one, though.
We've got one more segment with the Tigers when we come back in the High School Fan Zone. I'm Randy Rosetta. This is 100.7 The Score.
Breaking down Friendship Sports. This is the Tigers Fan Zone podcast from 100.7 The Score.
Welcome back in. This is the Tiger Fan Zone on 100.7 The Score. 100.7 The Score is one of the stations that's home for high school football all season long. 97.3 is the home of Friendship. 100.7 The Score is Lubbock Cooper. 93.1 Young Country is Liberty. And Sunny, 97.7 is Memorial. They put 92.3 the hub up there. I don't know if that's the extra. I don't think that. I think everybody will stay on where they're going to be. This weekend, obviously, it's going to be a little bit of double barrel action. This weekend, I've mentioned it before, Thursday night is Lubbock High against Estacado. Friday night, Coronado and Monterey play. They're not district opponents this year or next year. Both those games at Lowry Field. Friendship goes to Lubbock Cooper. Liberty goes to Memorial. So if you're a Lubbock high school football fan and you can't find a game, then I'm not sure what to tell you, because they're all over the place. So Tigers and Pirates play. I could ask you keys to the game, Jay, but we've only got like 8 minutes left. That may take a while. But what do you want to see from your guys right out of the chute now that made the adjustment to 5A? You've got a first-year sort of starting quarterback. He played a lot last year. What do you want to see from your guys in Game 1 to see what they need to do to start moving forward?
Well, I think one of the great things about playing Cooper and then us getting to do it week one is it really creates a really electric environment, and so it's a big stage for these guys to go in and play in, and some of them have already been a part of that, like these two guys here, and then we've got some guys that haven't, been necessarily a part of that at the varsity level, and so I'm looking for us to go in and really be able to control our emotions and be good at what we call our moment of truth. When we have a chance to make a play, let's make it, and I want to go out and play a good disciplined game and play some good football.
For you two guys, one thing you also know is that Lubbock Cooper's going to hit you. They're going to play hard. This is not going to be finesse. How excited are you about that? Both of you, I'll let your defensive guy go first. But now they've got a lot of new offensive linemen. I'm going to guess they have some guys that have eaten well and built up a little bit. How excited are you for just the physicality that should be there Friday?
Yeah, I'm just so stoked that we're playing them week one. It's just an awesome environment, like Coach said, and I can't wait to go out there and hit someone and just play good football.
And Zade, I'm going to guess that you're going to get to match up with probably one of their two best athletes who both play in the secondary, Blake Moore or Noah Clark, if they're both playing, which I think they probably will. So you get to kind of test things right away. Same thing. It's going to be physical, but it's also going to be kind of that matchup chess game that
yes, sir,
the two coaches are pretty good at.
Yeah, they do a pretty good job.
What do you want to see you guys do on offense?
Score a lot. But besides that, I just want to see us be very physical up front, but as well on the outside too. I want to see our receivers blocking hard. That's the biggest thing for us this week is that we're gonna have to be really physical up front and on the outsides. We can't take anything for granted this week. We're always focused on the next play, but in that same sentence and everything, we know what we have to do in between the whistles, and we know what we have to do to get this job done. And so we're all really excited for this game. This is, like you said, growing up, this is kind of what you circle on your calendar for. So we're ready.
4 overtime game. You guys were how old? That was
2019.
It's 8th, 7th grade.
Yeah, same.
Were you in the stands?
Oh yeah, sure.
If that's not the best high school football game I've ever seen, it's in a very small list of
that was a pretty good one.
How long did it take for you to go to sleep, or was it instantaneous?
I think it took a while. Yeah. You can lay down, but that doesn't mean that your brain shuts off.
And that one ended up kind of on a similar pass to the back of the end zone, if I remember right, as last year, just kind of role reversal. Was you guys doing it?
Oh yeah, back and forth, and our kickers had to come out and make some field goals to keep it going, and so it was a barn burner.
Well, I don't know if they've got 4 overtimes in them this year, but I have a hunch that it will be competitive. Well, both teams are. We won't beat this over the head. It's a little bit different. Friendship's in year 2 of a new school opening. Liberty's or Lubbock Cooper's in year 4, but both teams are getting used to the new reality of things. It's going to be interesting to see how both kind of adapt. We didn't get into this with Chip. We'll hold on to it with Friendship too, but there could be some boundary adjustments coming as things go. Right now, Friendship is a 5A team in District 2 5A Division 1, which is there may be better districts down in Dallas and Houston, but as far as out this way, this is going to be good football.
Yes, sir.
We'll get past the first 3 weeks; those will be fun. But then it's meat and potatoes time for these guys.
Yes, sir.
That's going to wrap us up on the Tiger Fan Zone. One more time, Double T 97.3 FM and 100.7 The Score. Both stations will have that game Friday. We'll be back after this with Joe Sexton and Liberty Football on the Patriot Fan Zone on 100.7 The Score.